It's me again, Sonia Sunshine Al Kabir, RVP, Canadian RVP, French Canadian RVP that decided with her husband to move to Florida, United States of America, and transfer their business from Canada to the United States. Something that had never been done before, and something that allowed leadership to rise in the company and to allow people like us to go after their dreams and move to a different country and build the Primerica opportunity because, yes, it's the best business opportunity on the planet. Now, who is this girl, Sonia Sunshine Al Kabir? Why is she wearing this velvet hoodie with these heart pink fluorescent heart earrings? You know what I mean? Who is this girl with blue eyeliner and yellow nail polish? Well, this is me. This is Sonia Sunshine. And yes, I work in financial services. And you know what? I believe that everything in life that we are presented to accomplish can be very, very serious. Like when you start about building a business and building an organization in financial services, automatically we have this idea of an industry that is very strict, that is very, very regulated, that is, you know, laws are built for the financial industry. When you think of two countries like Canada and the United States, it's two different worlds. The two financial worlds do not communicate to one another. We had to immigrate from Canada towards the United States. All of our financial background from Canada could not be transferred over to America. Talking about credit scores, talking about our bank accounts, talking about our investments. It's two different worlds, right? So it's a very regulated industry. It's a very serious industry because we talk about money. We talk about what we receive when we go to work for somebody else or for ourselves. We receive money. We receive a paycheck in exchange of a service that is provided or a product that is being sold. In exchange, we receive an income, money, right? We leave our families at home. We put our kids into school for somebody else to raise them in exchange of a dollar. We leave our wives and our husbands at home or at work for maybe 8 to 10 hours a day, maybe even more, to be able to work at a position that allows us to become the best version of ourselves. Or not. Or maybe we just go into work and we just do what we got to do to be able to get some money into the household to be able to pay our bills, right? But then when we ask ourselves, what are we actually doing with all that money? How are we managing our budget? Are we putting money aside for our retirement? Our retirement is going to be the longest vacation of our lives. Well, maybe we should start putting money aside for that period of our life because if we don't, nobody else is going to pay for us, right? And at some point, maybe our bodies will not be able to work anymore. And we will need to have that residual and passive income for us to be able to live the life that we want to live with a certain income coming in, even though we are not working anymore in exchange of that paycheck, right? So it's a very serious industry. It's a very, it's an industry where people, when we talk about money, when we talk about debt, when we talk about insurance, when we talk about investment, it's an industry and it's a subject that people, we don't talk about that at family reunions. We don't talk about really 401ks and Roth IRAs and term insurance and whole life insurance and, you know, how did you clear off your credit card faster or How much do you have on car loans or student loans? What are the student loans that you have? How much money are you paying towards them? Oh, do you have any medical bills? Those kinds of conversations. I don't know how many families really have those kinds of conversation at the kitchen table for Thanksgiving. We just passed Thanksgiving and I don't know how many people did that. It's not a subject that we bring up enough in my book. And I think that if we need to change something in our society, it's allowing ourselves to talk about what really matters and to bring it back to, I'm not telling you that money is the most important thing on the planet, but I'm telling you that we go to work in exchange of a paycheck. We need this to be able to live in this country, right? We need to make some money to send our kids to school, to buy for groceries, to buy clothes, to get a car, to buy a house, to pay for our insurance. You know what I mean? Oh, we need to go to the hospital. Shoot, we need to pay. Even if we have some medical insurance, great. So, money is a subject that is so important, yet it's classified as something so serious that it automatically needs to be in the boring box. If you're like me, if there's something that's boring, I won't be tempted to go and listen to the most boring movie of the world. You know what I mean? I won't be tempted to read a book that's boring. I want to be entertained. I want to understand, and I'm all for education. I have two bachelors and I have two masters. I am all for education. Please remember, I am from Canada. It's a different situation when it comes to education. The tuition fees are different, right? But still, I'm very inclined with education, and I truly believe that education over emotions is the way to go. Is the way to go to feel confident and to actually create the life that you want to create. But hey, it doesn't mean that I need to wear, you know, a brown vest with a brown blouse with a serious face or even a frown on my face to be able to transfer the information to families. We need to make this more, whoa, you know, easy to understand how money works, especially when you have worked all day and then you get somebody from the financial industry coming over to teach you how money works. Well, we want to make it fun. We want to make it so that you and your family feel comfortable enough understanding that these rules are very serious, but it doesn't mean that it has to be boring and complicated. We will simplify everything for you because that's what somebody did with me. They simplified the rules of the game so that I could understand and I could start at 30 years old to open my mind on, wait a minute, this stuff is really important and I do need to change my habits to be able to get to where I want to go. And where I want to go as a 30-year-old, okay, I'm going to have to retire maybe at 65. Okay, you just explained to me that I'm gonna need maybe $30 to $50,000 a year to be able to live a life that I want to live, like my life today, without going to work every single day. So I'm gonna have to invest some money for it to grow and for me to be able to take out some money at the age of 65 from that big lump of money to be able to live a retirement in dignity, right? So it's all these things that we teach families on how money works. Insurance is a very, very simple concept when you understand that insurance, it's simply you're asking a company to lend you money in case something happens. Car insurance, you're asking a car insurance company to lend you money if you have a car incident, right? And guess what? Here in the state of Florida, like in Canada, well, car insurance is obligated. You are obligated to own car insurance. home insurance, property insurance. Guess what? You're asking an insurance company to lend you money in exchange of a premium that you're paying every month in case something happens to your house. We live in a state here, Florida, where we have hurricanes. If you're asking the company to cover you in case of a flood, your premium that you're going to be paying every month is going to be higher because the risks are higher, right? You understand. Now, life insurance, how does that work? It's not a question of how much your life is worth because a human life doesn't have a financial, you know, there's no financial aspect to a human life. A soul doesn't have an amount on it. But guess what? Our responsibilities do. If we own a property, that has a financial amount on it. If we have children that we're taking care of, that we're bringing into this world, we need to feed them, we need to dress them, we need to make sure they can brush their teeth, that they can go to school, that they can buy, pens, papers, whatever they need. If they want to go into sports, we need to be paying for these activities, right? Our spouse is the same thing. I don't have any children, but hey, guess what? Me and my husband, we're a team. I want to make sure that if, God forbid, something happens to one or another, well, that the other one is okay and that can continue the goals and the dreams that we had when we were together. It's a team effort. It's not one against the others. We're playing on the same team. And if something happens, God forbid, we want to make sure that that was taken care of while we were healthy, in love, and happy. You know? So insurance, life insurance is to borrow money from a company in case of the worst case scenario. So if somebody dies prematurely, the life insurance company will lend you the money in exchange of that premium that you've been paying every month to be able to cover all of your financial responsibilities. So term insurance is 70% cheaper than whole life insurance because guess what? For the next 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 years, the probabilities of you dying too soon are 70% lower than you dying during your whole life. Because whole life, there's two things that are pretty much obligated in life, you know, pay tax and dying. So those are the two things. So if you die too soon, you want to make sure that your family is properly protected to be able to supplement your income by this company that is the insurance company that will have lent you the money in exchange of that premium that you were paying every month. But the whole life tells you there's 100% chances that you die in your life. So guess what? There's 100% chances that me, the insurance company, will need to pay you. So pay up, buddy, because I know that 100% that I will need to give you the money at some point. And there's more to this, but that's the big picture. That's the big simple picture. So when we talk about financial services, it doesn't need to be boring. It doesn't need to be complicated. It can be simple. It can be super simple. And if you don't understand, well, listen to my video again or ask me, call me, go online, go on your POL, Primerica Online. You will have videos, books, pamphlets, PowerPoints, trainings on whatever subject you want to, you know, dig into. If you want to look into the mortgages, if you want to find out more strategies on paying your house faster, on utilizing the amount of your property, of that equity, excuse me, you want to utilize that equity. How do you do? How do you go about? How do I pay off my debts faster? Am I maximizing the debt stacking strategy? Dave Ramsey talks about this. This is not only Primerica. Dave Ramsey talks about that and calls it the snowball. This guy is all about debt free. So it's to have somebody like me, like you, like my husband, a plumber, a girl from corporate Canada that was always being told, Sonia, take it down a notch. Why? Everybody loves me. Everybody has fun with me. What if we put a little bit more sunshine into our lives and even into the financial industry? Because if we don't make it fun, nobody's going to want to play the game. And the rules are going to seem too hard for us to even understand. A little bit like Mahjong. I don't know if you guys ever played Mahjong, but mamma mia, those rules are super complicated. And it's so, you know, this is the way it works. And if you don't play the game the right way, roll, you're going to lose. But in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, that game's really, really seems complicated. But if somebody comes to me and says, Sonia, I'm going to teach you the rules of the game of Mahjong, and you'll see it'll be fun. We're going to win. Once you understand the rules, don't worry about it. I'm going to hold your hand and we're going to go play with other people and we're going to learn together and you're going to enjoy yourself and you're going to get to win the game. Well, it's the same thing in financial services. If you have somebody like me that takes you by the hand and says, hey, I'm going to help you get to your financial goals. And first of all, we're going to figure out what your financial goals are. Even if I have hearted earrings, yellow nails, blue eyeliner, and a velvet hoodie, well, who said that you have to look a certain way to do good? Your heart. We can never measure the heart of a person by looking at them. You have to see and sit with a person to really understand who they are and what they want. So, welcome to my world. Welcome to Sonia Sunshine's world. I promise that it's shiny over here and that, yes, everything is possible, even when adversity hits, because everything starts here between your two ears. And I'm going to tell you, life is what you make it. Life is what you make it. So choose what kind of life you want to live. And one thing for sure, follow me if you want to have fun and you want to change your life for the better, because it's going to be the best life you could ever live if you choose it to be. So welcome to Sona Sunshine Team. We're going to have fun. We're going to build businesses. We're going to help families financially. And we're going to get those goals and those dreams checked because we know why we're doing it and why we're doing it together. All right. Have a great day. Bye. Peace out.